they are impetuous. They make decisions quickly for the wrong reasons. But when they are older, wiser, life has dealt them a few knocks, they make decisions more wisely. And so when they make those decisions over the age of 30, they are more likely to stick together, or their marriages go on for longer. Well, the point is, after you reach 30 and older, the older you get, the less you struggle anyway. You see, so you are prepared to accept things, and you are not going to change things anyway because it's not easy. Okay? So can you imagine if you are 50 and you have to move to a different country, you will say, "Na, ayaj beta," isn't it? So this is not an argument at all. Now, what does Islam say? Islam is very clear about young marriages. This hadith is from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, although it comes from Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam, that he said, one day the Prophet climbed onto the pulpit and said to the people, "I have an important message to you which has been brought to me by Jibreel just now." But this is not a verse of Quran. This is Hadith Qudsi, which means a divine message paraphrased by the Prophet's own words, as opposed to the verse of the Quran, which is indeed Allah's words. And Jibreel has said to me that the young maidens, the young women, they are like fruits on a tree. If they are not plucked in time, then what will happen is their beauty will be spoiled by the rays of the sun, and they will become of little worth. And then a slightest blow from the wind will cause them to topple to the ground, rotten. Now, then he said, similarly, O people, when girls attain maturity, they develop needs for which the only cure is marriage. Now this hadith, which is in Al-Kafi, is something to ponder about. Is something to think about. Another hadith from Al-Mustadrak Al-Wasail, again, this one from Imam Al-Sadiq alayhi salam, that when a youth or a young person marries, then shaitan cries out in desperation, saying, "Alas, this particular person has protected 1/3 of their faith. And now, through this marriage, they will be able to protect the other 2/3 also." Now, time does not allow us to really flesh it out. I wanted to just say 2 or 3 things. First, we in the community should remove any and every obstacle in the way of our children for them to say, "This is the reason why I don't want to get married early." The youth do want to get married. Make no mistake. Today, I went to, I've never been to chat rooms before, but I thought, let me slip into one. So I did. And I picked up some chat from Muslims, which is interesting, although very bad punctuation and very bad spelling, and this boy is writing, "Assalamu alaikum, I am a 19-year-old boy, and a couple of days back, I asked my parents if I could marry. ... and some funny smileys and things. After thinking about everything, living in the place where people do sins so freely," listen to what he is saying. We are surrounded, our boys and girls are surrounded in the West, where at the age of 14 and 15, one parent told me that that her daughter is the only single virgin in the class at the age of 14 and 15. This is something that we need to be mindful about. We cannot hide forever, and if we put our head in the sand like the ostrich, doesn't mean that the predator has gone just because we don't see the predator. You see, the ostrich puts the head in the sand because it can't see anybody anymore. It thinks it's safe. But the lion comes and bites it, isn't it? Living in a place where people can do sins freely, that means he's watching what his classmates and friends are up to. I thought of marriage as a boundary for me. I think he means by this as a protection. In other words, I just want to improve myself religiously. After talking with my parents, they were quite shocked that I wanted to marry at such an early age, he's 19, without considering the necessities of the wife after marriage and all. I mean the place to live, the food, the clothes,